What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is FLA Exposure. I'm Timmy B, hosting again, and we are here to talk about FLA 14, which occurs on April 13th, just 1 week away. We're very excited, and we're going to have two of our headlining fighters on the card. They're going to be here today to talk about one another, to talk about the fight and what you're expected to see. This episode is brought to you by Coldstream Clear. Of course, you can see their logo up there in the corner. Check them out at coldstreamclear.com. There's going to be new flavors, I heard, at the event. So make sure that you're out there at the East Hants Sports Complex in Lantz, Nova Scotia. Again, April 13th. And get there early. Get there a day early because we've got FLA Submission Kumite 6 the night before on the Friday. That event is incredible. Do not sleep on that one. Get there. Do the doubleheader. And if you can't be there in person, go to fightleagueatlantic.com to get the pay-per-view for both events. Make sure you do. What we're going to do now, bring in our first fighter. He is the away guy, kind of, not really, but this gentleman, he hails from Edmonton, Alberta, by way of Morel PEI. He's representing Kingdom MMA. He has a perfect professional record of 4 wins and 0 losses. He is Mr. Squid Vicious, Tyler Vankill. Come on in, Tyler.
How's it going?
Good to see you again, buddy. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. We're going to bring in your opponent right now, so you're going to get to see him a little bit early. Your opponent is Mr. Christien Tiger Savoie. He comes to us from St. John's, New Brunswick. He's representing House of Champions MMA. His professional record, 9-1-1 with 6 wins by way of knockout. Again, it is Christien Tiger Savoie.
Hey, fellas. How you making out?
How's it going, Christian?
Good, man.
It's snowing here.
It's
crappy here, too, man. It's like rain, snow, kind of.
Yeah. Well, things are about to heat up. In a little over a week away, we're going to be in the East Hants Sports Complex for FLA 14. We're shaping up for a very good one, guys, and I'm very excited to have you both here today to talk about it. First question I want to ask, what does it mean to be fighting for FLA's first professional title? This is a big deal for us all. It was supposed to happen last month, but here we are, the first professional title on the line. Christian, to you first. What does that mean to you, sir?
Yeah, man. I'm excited, kind of like what I said last time. This will be like the second big title that I compete for in the Maritimes. So if I get this done, I would be the champion of like the 2 biggest promotions that ever come here in the Maritimes. So, that would mean a lot to me in my legacy per se.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a big opportunity, a big chance for you. And of course, here we go over to Mr. Squid Vicious coming into play spoiler. You told me a little over a couple of weeks ago, you said like, hey, that's the uncrowned champion that you're looking at. What does it mean to you here to look at the FLA title?
I think it's time, it's kind of like a full circle moment for me because I grew up in the East Coast. I'm from there. I'm from PEI. Did judo when I was a kid. And I was actually supposed to fight on FLA 1, the inaugural event. And much like Christian's had to deal with, my entire fight career, it's just, buddy fell off a ladder the week of the weigh-ins or fell off his bike on the week to weigh-in. So it's like, there's so many people that are fighters because it's cool to say you're a fighter and shit like that. So it's like, being from back home, I know what he's talking. He fought for Elite, and he was, the guy there, and he's, basically it's the same. That promotion isn't around anymore, so now this promotion is, and it's like who else there hasn't been, right? So it's, it means a lot for me. The same in the same respect to get that first title, right? Because it's the first is always the first,
Yeah, the first is the first, Squid Vicious. You are correct, sir. Christian, you were set to get a shot at this title back at FLA 13. It wasn't until the day of weigh-ins that your opponent wasn't able to make it. How frustrating was that for you? And how have you been able to kind of prepare for this fight and lead up to the next one?
Oh, man, it's ridiculous. And, I feel Squid struggle, man, like you said, man, there's a lot of guys who our Instagram fighters per se, Then the week of the fight, they got a sniffle and a sore toe, and they look, they get the nerves the week of the fight. And, I feel like this man's been through, similar path as I have, so. And the most frustrating part, man, is that, like, my friends and family and people buy tickets. It's expensive, hotels. I had friends come down from Montreal, so, man, it's super frustrating, bro. And, like, that was, like, the third time this year that was the closest to the event had happened. But it's the third time this year that, a fight canceled on me at the last minute. So I'm just praying, man, just praying that this goes.
Well, everything's in order now. And dude, like, I've been through the same stuff, man. Like, I signed 6 contracts to fight my pro debut. I had 5 fights and 3 opponents fall out between February and August of the same year once. Like, it's been similar, right? There's lots of, like, I literally moved to Mexico because I couldn't get fights here at 2-0. I had promoters messaging me being like, "Are you ready to go for this promotion?" I'm like, "Yeah, ready to go for this date." They're like, "Wow." I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm messaging them. Just give me 1 second."
His daughter's going to come in here and start talking trash on you, Tiger. I don't know.
I'm okay with this. She can get.
I'm worried it's a
stay-at-home dad, right? I'm a stay-at-home dad too, so family is what we all fight for, right? We got family, and we got these little extensions of ourselves, right? And it's all gives us all purpose for this. So it's, I apologize to the podcast, but not for her, because she's the reason we do this, right? So, but yeah, to your point, yeah, it's a struggle, man. There's few people that are like just, I don't know, real fighters, right? Like, the last 2 fights on my record are guys that were 1-3, but it's because the guys that I wanted to fight that were 3-0 and 4-0 wouldn't fight me. Yep. And then they go and fight somebody else that they're comfortable fighting. And it's a weird concept to me that you're only taking fights against guys that you're comfortable fighting. That means you're a poser. You should not be comfortable fighting someone. It's a fight. You know what I mean? So, like,
in my opinion, man, like first of all, they should match people based on the rankings. And, like, if 4 doesn't want to fight number 5, then okay, you lose your spot in the ranking.
Yeah.
It should be totally ranking based, and your record should show all the guys you say no to, assuming it's not like a short notice fight or an injury, obviously, right? But yeah, man, respect. and when I asked Derek, we were trying to find an opponent, I just said, man, just find me somebody who'll show up, bro. Somebody with a good reputation, and I think
and it's funny too, because you see people in the comments of even our fight poster, right? Oh, this guy would take both of them, and it's funny how that guy's quiet until we both have fights, right? Yeah. The real fighters.
It's like you said, man. I go through the same thing. You can ask Derek. You can ask practically any promoter here in freaking Canada.
Oh, I don't need to.
All, like, everybody in the top 10. So that's why, like you said, right? Like your last 2 guys are 1-3 or whatever. But, like, I get it, man. Like, people will point at, like, who you fought in their records or whatever, but they're the only guys who are willing to take the fight. So
who's the real fighter, right? The guy he's like, oh, but that guy's willing to fight me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, some people take the protecting the record thing a little too far. It's like, eventually at some point you're gonna have to fight a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. This is the thing, though. So this is why we're so excited, because FLA 14 is bringing together you 2 guys, right? 2 guys that want to get this fight, want to get that title, hungry for that next step in your career. And I'm so excited for this fight. I know everybody else is. The fans have been chammering in, wanting to talk about it, right? But I'm going to go to you, Mr. Squid Vicious. How do you see yourself getting this victory done? You've got 4 fights to your professional record, 4 first-round finishes. How do you see this fight going? And do you think that Tiger is going to be able to stop the ground game of Mr. Squid Vicious?
Same game plan I go in for every fight, man. I'm going to go in there, punch him once in the face. He's going to go down. I'm going to raise my hands. If it doesn't go that way, I'll take it from there. Like, that's just what I don't game plan, really. That's what it is. Like, my mindset, I'm going to go in there, and if I hit him, I'm going to swing once, right? The first time I swing. everybody wants to just drop him with the first punch, but that doesn't happen all the time. So after that, we just go with reactions and what happens, man. Like, honestly, like, the submissions are there, they're there. If you know, I've showed in my last fight that, you know, I do have hands. It's just a matter of what's smarter and what's faster. Like, we don't get paid overtime. I'm not going to try to fight this guy for 5 rounds in a war if I don't have to. It's just whatever's faster, whatever's there, I'm going to take it. That's it. That's how we all are. So, in my opinion, it's just a matter of convenience, and whatever there. I love it all.
Yeah. And Christian, you're coming off a very impressive victory yourself. The last time we saw you in that FLA cage, you're a monster. How do you see this fight going, and what do you think that Squid Vicious brings to the table that won't be able to stop you?
You know, I don't force anything, man. You know, obviously I got a game plan, and, you know, I check out his fights and do things based on his strengths and his weaknesses, and my strengths and my weaknesses, you know. But I never go into a fight thinking I'll get a quick finish. I don't say I've never done that, but the older and more experience I've got, I prepare my mind for war, man. That's it. I prepare my mind for 25 minutes of him and I beating the crap out of each other, and I've got to fight my way out of bad positions and stuff, you know. So that's what I prepare for. Obviously, I'm preparing to win. But yeah, man, I'm preparing for a battle out there.
Yeah. We've got some people chammering in there, Squid Vicious. They're doubting your abilities here.
I wasn't predicting a knockout. It was basically saying, like, I don't have a game plan. Is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a striker by any means. I'm the jiu-jitsu guy, right? So what I meant by that was, like, perfect scenario, right? Oh, what's your game plan? You don't really have one. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. This guy's going to come out there and punch me in the face. And when that happens, that's whenever I start game planning, is basically what I mean, right? Like, he's a professional fighter who's the guy in that area, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to go in there thinking, like, by any means that I'm just going to touch him once and he's going to go down. That's not what he's shown who he is. That's not what he's shown as a fighter and as a champion. So that's not what I meant by that. When you say, "Whoa, what's your game plan?" Wow, perfect game plan. I'll just go hit him once and that's it. But really, I start game planning whenever I get in there and feel when he hits me, feel like, you know what I mean? You can't really, you know what I mean? You can't really go past that, in my opinion. Like he said, I'm prepared for war. Like, I've moved my family to Mexico, and I trained at the top gym in Latin America when I'm the only white guy, didn't speak the language, and the sole goal of that gym is to make it to the UFC. You look at my main training partners when I was there, and this 2-time Olympic wrestler, Michael Morales, Loco Torres, the Olympic wrestler was Alfonso Leyva, like just guys that beat the shit out of me. I sit in my car beforehand being like, and then go into, you know, so it's like, we're ready for war is what we're saying here, both of us, you know what I mean? Like, so just to clear it up so that it doesn't make it like it seem disrespectful, like I think I'm gonna go out there and one punch this guy. That's not what I meant. I meant, like, we'll figure it out when we get there, but we're, you know, the motto is trabajo duro and slangin' chingazos, hard work and slinging fists, right? Like, and that's just, you know, prepare for the best, expect the worst, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And there you go. Tiger, someone's commenting, hey, the statistics are, you know, normally in favor of the jiu-jitsu guy when it goes to jiu-jitsu versus striking or grappling versus striking.
We're MMA fighters, though.
Yeah, no, I know. But Christian, Tiger, what do you think about that? Like, how do you prepare? You're saying that you've watched tape on this gentleman. He's you know, got titles from around the world internationally. What are you looking at, and what's your style?
Obviously his jiu-jitsu is really good, man. That's his strength. You know, the guy has, like, you know, DVDs and shit, I think, you know. he's very strong in that area. But anybody who thinks that I don't have any grappling and, you know, that I have weak jiu-jitsu, I'm a brown belt, you know. I've been grappling since I was 15 years old, you know. I think people think, you know, you just take me to the ground and I just roll over and die, you know. you know, I can fight him there. I can fight him there, you know. And we're likely going to go there at some point in the fight, you know. But yeah, man, that's I forget what your question was, to be honest.
That's it's just, I guess,
I've done that like twice. I've done that twice.
will you be, you know, you're looking at Mr. Squid Vicious now, right? Will you be bringing any calamari to the weigh-ins? No calamari, no play.
No, if he wants to grab some sushi afterwards, I'm down for sushi. But
I love sushi, man.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm a big fan. So
yeah.
Now, like we said, we're going into FLA. We're going back into what kind of was home territory for you, Tiger. But now we realize that Squid Vicious is from PEI. So, you know, all the stuff that I was thinking East meets West, it's not real. You guys are both kind of like the hometown guys almost in Maritimes. How are you expecting the crowd to react to you, Tiger? Being, you know, we've seen you before. We've seen you in the FLA cage before. You're a big guy for FLA. How are you expecting the crowd to react for this fight?
Well, it's in Nova Scotia. You know, I honestly don't know, man. I don't know what kind of crowd he's bringing out. I honestly have no idea. Hopefully they're just. Sorry, I kicked my camera there.
That's a good.
Hopefully they're just cheering us both, man. That's it. You know, I'm not a guy who, like, I don't know, man, like, hope he gets booed or anything like that. You know, like you know.
Trash talk's overrated, man. Like, honestly, like, we're all just trying to do the same shit out here, and like, I don't even know him. Like I was saying earlier, like, why would I trash talk somebody I don't know? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I got bullied and picked on when I was a kid, and it felt terrible. And I just, honestly, like, we're gonna fight each other anyway. What can I say? Like, honestly, like, what am I gonna say to him in this interview or online or whatever that, like, was it gonna make him punch me more? Like, I'm pretty sure he's got enough motivation already, right? So it's like, it just seems unnecessary.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel too. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, we're athletes, we're martial artists, you know. And for me, like,
I respect you more for being there to fight, to be honest. Like,
yeah, and like, you know, like, a guy who's more like cool and calm and collected like him is more intimidating per se than some guy just mouthing off to me, because I know that guy needs to, like, hype himself up, you know, like, needs to bring something out of him, you know. And, you know, he might be the same as me, where, like, man, we could be warming up backstage, then get in there and try to knock each other out, you know, like, you know, but I don't need this extra motive, you know.
no.
It's just turning it on when it's time, right? We're going to compete, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. Both of you guys, like, I mean, for people that might be tuning in for the first time for a Fight League Atlantic, or maybe this is going to be your first event, one of the crazy things, and I've said this before in other podcasts, and whenever I talk to people about FLA, what's crazy is when you look out into the crowd and you see all the gyms, the competing gyms, and they're all just hanging out with one another at the back and throughout the arena. Like, it's so crazy to see, like you're saying, Christian, about, like, it's just that overall respect for fellow martial artists all chasing that same dream. You know, it's incredible to see the respect that they have for one another. And then, like, even on this podcast, I was speaking to Tyler just before we started, and I was like, you know, amp up the trash talk if you want, do whatever you want. But here you guys are, two very respectful men, again, fighting for that same dream, fighting for that same title. One guy's got to get it, but the respect is here, and it's great to see. It's very Canadian.
Ultimately, you teach people how to treat you, right? So, like, if I outwardly show just a disrespectful personality, it's like you're not even just teaching people how to treat you, but you're teaching people how to view you. And I've got a daughter, you know, and, like, it's just about setting an example. And, like, you know, a lot of the times we have students as well, even if they're adults, man, we still have kids programs and stuff like that. But, like, you don't want one of your students to go out and think because you're trash talking now that because they can train, maybe they're a blue belt, they think they're a tough guy now, and then they big tough guy out in the store or something knock somebody out, and it's because it's just, I don't know, man. It's not the way to me.
No. Tiger, it's funny that you say it as well, because I've talked to body language experts and things like that as well, and we've had body language experts on my show talking about, you know, when you look at two fighters standing off against one another, what can you tell? And one of the things, like you said, it's the guys that are calm. the guys that have no reaction, the guys that aren't having their fists right up in their face or like trying to get super aggressive, he told me those are the guys you need to be worried about. It's the guys that have the pure confidence, the guys that are just sitting there, arms down next to their body. Those are the guys that you really want to realize that, hey, those are the true fighters.
Yeah, because it's just another day in a sense, you know? Again,
Right.
we don't have to like growl at each other and whatever. And at the end of the day, man, I don't care, you know? Maybe he's in the cage and he's growling at me and staring me down. It's like he said, it doesn't matter. We're going to do the man dance, you know?
That's what it is. Yeah,
And
right. Like,
I've had opponents, you know, growl at me across the cage and whatever. And I'm thinking in my head, like, just give me 30 seconds. I'll meet you in the middle, you know? So,
yeah. Like that's one of my coaches when I was in San Diego, Charles Martinez. He would always say like, well, you sound like a goof, bro. What are you doing? You're gonna fight anyway. Like, you know, like it's pointless, waste of energy kind of thing, right? Like,
yeah.
And you know, like some guys might like if you can beat somebody before the fight starts, by all means, you know, like some guys get intimidated by that stuff, you know. But me, it's like he said, man, we're gonna get in there and fight. So I don't care. The only thing that makes a difference is like whether or not I like you more after the fight, you know. But like,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Because there's guys for sure that you could just tell, like, I don't even want to like you, man. You're a douchebag. But like, I know what you mean. Like that sushi or no sushi after. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have sushi to go, please.
yeah.
You know, like, so yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
in a sense, you lose opportunities for like cross training and like, you know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't I want to afterwards, whatever the outcome is, honestly, like be able to train with top guys? Like it happens all the time.
Yeah, we see that in the sport all the time. You know, Tyler, looking at where you've been and the gyms that you've been all around, like you've gone around to get that training to figure out and to diversify yourself as well. So we know that you went from PEI, you went out to Edmonton, you went down to California. You were in California for a while. That's where you won.
Started in Arizona, actually, Arizona Combat Sports with, yeah.
And
then I moved over.
Tiger, for yourself, you moved around training as well, correct?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been all over the place. I've been to TriStar. I was at City Kickboxing for a week and a half during the pandemic, which is a crazy story. I've trained in Arizona. I've trained at Rufus Sport, you know. I've been around the block.
Yeah, that's what's amazing, man. That's what martial arts is all about too. And it's about spreading not just your knowledge, but getting other knowledge as well and developing yourself. And then you bring that home, right? You bring that home to your gyms where you can share it with your friends and your training partners as well. So that's incredible. I do want to say though, we've got this coming up, FLA 14 on April 13th. The night before, like I said in the lead up to this interview, April 12th, you've got the FLA Submission Kumite 6. A very exciting event, BJJ going on. I know you guys will have been weighed in already. I'm assuming you're not going to be at that event. But have you been telling people to make sure that they tune in for both FLA Submission Kumite 6 and FLA 14? Have you been spreading the word there, Tyler?
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to pass it out as much as I can.
Yeah.
That my brain will allow me to remember.
Yeah. Make sure it's an incredible event. If you have not seen a Submission Kumite event, it is crazy.
Weekend.
Yeah, it's a great weekend. It's a double header weekend. You're not doing anything on the Friday anyways. You know what I mean? Like what else have you got to do? If you're in the area, make sure you get out there. And if you're watching at home, yeah, it is crazy. The first time that I was there, Tiger, have you competed in a Submission Kumite?
Yeah, I did, man. I did the last one. Yeah.
You were there at the last one, right? And number 5.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, man, when I was listening, like for those that are watching and have not checked it out, right? Or you think like, it's BJJ, I'm not too interested, right? No, you're going to be interested. It is a crazy event. The rule set is excellent. The rule set makes it very action. And during that whole thing, you can hear those drums beating in the arena. I hope we have that at Submission Kumite 6. I don't know if we're going to, but Tiger, could you hear those drums beating throughout the arena while you were competing?
Yeah, man, it's a cool event. It felt like, I don't know, man, like like an old school martial arts kind of thing, you know.
Yeah,
like
like I expected to see Van Damme in the background.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying, like
that's
blood sport, right?
Yeah,
Guys just walking around, Kumite,
Yeah.
Kumite.
I got 4 friends competing in the event. Chris O'Toole, John Williams, Scott Vay, and Ben Leese, who I trained a bit with this camp. So shout out to all of them. I'm rooting for Chris. That's my main squeeze. But I like all those guys, man, and they all helped me out ahead of this fight. So may the best man win.
Yeah, definitely. It's an incredible event. It's going to be incredible. And that leads us into FLA 14, where you guys are going to be the main event. I'm so excited to see you guys fight. Before we end this off, I just want to say, Squid Vicious, any words, comments to the viewers of this podcast or to Mr. Tiger Savoie?
Tune in. It's going to be a fun fight. 2 guys that know how to scrap. Fighting for basically the king of the Maritimes, right? I say. So tune in. It'll be fun. And good luck with your weight cut, man. It fucking sucks.
But 3rd time in 5 months, boys. 3rd time in 5 months I got to do this. But
yeah, that sucks.
And
better you than me, though.
What's that, sorry?
I said better you than me, though.
Christian Tiger Savoie, thank you so much for joining as well. Any words to the fans, viewers, and listeners of this show as well, or to Mr. Squid Vicious?
Big shout out to FLA, man. Putting on these events, man, I've dealt with a lot of BS this past, since I came back to fighting. So I kicked the camera again. But yeah, man, they've been they're reliable, like they've never canceled an event, and I've got so much respect for that, man, because you not only do you have to worry about your opponent, there's just so many factors, man, and like just to know that okay, at least this event's gonna happen, is a big deal for us fighters, So big shout out to FLA, man, best promotion in Canada. Thank you everybody for coming out, the listeners and everything. Yeah, man, you got 2 guys who are dogs, man, and I think the top 5 in Canada. I'm definitely top 5. He's probably top 5 by default because nobody wants to fight him by the sounds of it too, So yeah, man, respect to him. And just to put more out there, like I respect him. He's a family man, clearly, We're just going out there and competing, man. I've got nothing against him. He seems like a cool guy, We're just athletes. We're martial artists. We want to test ourselves, and I'm grateful for the man standing across from me.
Couple of dogs trying to eat.
That's right.
So
a tiger and a squid trying to eat would be more apropos. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining. Again, for those watching, thank you so much. We will see you. Go to fightleagueatlantic.com to get your tickets for the event live or to order the pay-per-view. Fightleagueatlantic.com. Tell all your friends, tell your family members, tell random strangers, put it on your Instagram, tag Fight League Atlantic and FLA Grappling. Do that. Guys, thank you so much. Again, it is Mr. Tyler Squid Vicious Vankill out of Edmonton, Alberta, versus Mr. Christian Tiger Savoie from St. John, New Brunswick. I apologize for saying the S. I see someone in the comments got mad at me about that. I apologize.
Yeah. Can't mess that up, bud.
Yeah, gotta get that right. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thank you so much, everybody, and thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it. Both of you. Good luck.
Have a good one, guys.
Cheers.